I'm Pedro Gomez, and I'm joined by ESPN.com's NFL Nation reporter for the Arizona Cardinals, Josh Weinfuss. Josh, you've been covering the best team in the NFL all season. Interesting situation because now we know Carson Palmer is not going to return. Earlier this season when he had the nerve damage, there was always the belief, oh, when he gets healthy, he'll be back. He's the number one guy. That is gone now after the ACL tear. This is Drew Stanton's team. How do you think this team is reacting to that reality?
Well, obviously, there's a grim reality in this locker room because you are losing your starting quarterback. Now, with that being said, Drew Stanton did go 2-1 in the 3 games he replaced Carson Palmer in earlier this year. So this team is very confident in what Stanton can do, and he really cemented this locker room after that San Francisco win in Week 3, Bruce Arians said earlier this week. So what he's been able to do has really kind of got these guys on board with him. They're not terribly worried that they now have a second-string quarterback who's been a career backup running this offense. Bruce Arians said today that because of Drew's intimate knowledge with this offense dating back to their time together in Indianapolis, that he's very well prepared for this. We talked to Patrick Peterson today, and Patrick Peterson said that if no one else in this locker room has his back as a faux quarterback, he has his back, because Patrick has played a little quarterback in his day. But this team overall, I talked to a couple offensive linemen, they said they feel very good with what Stanton can do. So I think they're in a better situation than most teams would be if they lost their starting quarterback. So overall, the feeling is pretty confident moving forward.
Yeah, and Stanton's yet to throw an interception. You could almost say that he's really led them to 3 victories because he did come in while they were trailing to St. Louis this past Sunday. Another interesting fact that came out today, this team is not afraid to talk about where they are in the season and what lies ahead. What did you think of that?
I talked to nose tackle Dan Williams today, and he said every Wednesday Bruce Arians comes into the meeting room and tells them what's exactly at stake. And what's at stake with the game on Sunday against Detroit? Home field advantage, not just through the playoffs, but possibly even to the Super Bowl, as crazy as it sounds. So these guys are not shy about paying attention to the standings. A lot of times you'll hear some coach speak. Coaches will talk about not paying attention to what's going on around the league. We talked to Lions coach Jim Caldwell today, and he said he doesn't pay attention to the standings. We asked Bruce Arians the same question. Bruce said, hell yeah, he does. So there's obviously a difference in philosophy there, but I think this team, they know what's at stake. They've already beaten the Cowboys. They've already beaten the Eagles. You beat the Lions on Sunday, and you have tiebreakers over 3 of the top teams in the NFC, regardless of what happens in the NFC West. They've already beat the 49ers. They've already beat the Rams. They have 2 games left against Seattle, so there's still a lot that could happen, but in terms of the overall picture for the NFC, Arizona's still in the driver's seat, and they control their own destiny.
That is amazing, especially considering if they get the top seed, they could have 2 home games. And if they win both of those, the Super Bowl is a home game this year. So very interesting. For ESPN, ESPN.com's NFL Nation reporter Josh Weinfuss, I'm Pedro Gomez. Remember, you can read all about the Cardinals on the NFL Nation page.